we should not doubt God or limit God and what God can do for us. Sometimes I believe we have God in a box, and we should not box him up like that. So I think it was my 7th year on the farm when I heard they advertising a program about a pilot program. But saying this to say that all my years being on the farm that I was working, I tried to be a humble person. And there were many things that my bosses asked me to do that many people there say they would not do it. I'm saying to us as a Christian that in certain situation and in every condition, don't care how hard it seems to be, we as a Christian, we need to be humble. Because sometimes we're going to get some boss over us, that is not Christian. And if they are not Christian, they have been ruled by the devil. So sometimes they'll hand down some measure to us that is not really nice. It's going to be painful, eye water, tears, heartache. But if we just be obedient and know that God is a deliverer, because sometimes we don't want to go through what we are going through. Sometimes we seek a shortcut or seek a turn, but sometimes it don't work out because if God is putting you through a process. I preach a message in church, trust the process. Sometimes it's just a process. I humble to the bosses and do what they want me to do. So when the pilot program come up now, I hear it advertised on the radio. Now you cannot get that opportunity on a short-term contract. I used to travel like 8 months and come back to Jamaica. So because I used to humble myself to the bosses, when they tell me to run, I run. When the opportunity was there now for, I tell them I need a long-term. That's a 2-year contract that can extend up to 6 years. They say, Broderick, you sure you need it? And because I was the guy at the front running, doing everything that they want me to do, there was one job that I do there that job takes a lot out of me. There was a sewer pump that all the apartment connect to. And every time that pump break down, they would ask me to do it. The first couple of times, man, it was so bad until the other couple of times I just get used to it by doing it. In Canada, job is a job. So I didn't even know that because even them, when I was working for them, I didn't know that they were even preparing me for the wider world. Because working for them was that I see people get away with things there that I couldn't get away with. And I used to look at those things. But I used to think about the story that my mom used to tell me about the little boy that lived in the home and some person used to give one the soup and one the meat, and the soup have more protein or whatsoever nutrients for the body. But the person that was getting the meat, they think they were doing the best for that person. So there were times when other color people, these guys are prejudice, get better treatment than I get. But then we have to know that when we are going through a situation, we must always don't cry to man, just cry to God. There were times when I were working on the farm and I would have to just run in the lane and cry out to God and sing a song. Prayer bells of heaven, oh sweet. I mean, the situation on the farm was so bad that the job that I supposed to be doing, I always be doing something else. At one time, I was feeling some pain in my body and doctor could not diagnose anything at all. I mean, every muscle in my body was torn and I was feeling so many pain. Now these guys, most of the time when you're sick on the farm or any injury, that's the time you hear a lot of farm workers die. They don't pay you any money. They mostly wanted to recover to come back to work. So I toured some muscle and I was home. And the project that I was doing, they was begging me, Broderick, can you come back to work? How soon can you come back? I'm just telling you that as a Christian, we are going to go through some stuff that, man, it's only the songwriter said there are days I'd like to be all alone with Christ my Lord. I like to tell him of my troubles all alone. But all these things these guys were doing me, I never know it would work out for my good. The word said all things, everything, work out to good to them that love the Lord. So I get that injury with a muscle tear and a piece of steam pipe run through my hand. That was another injury. And then I get a pull muscle in the center of my back. And another day, I almost died from a 640 volt wire. Because when me and one of the general manager was there and said, "Brother, did he catch you?" And I said, "Catch me. If that catch me, you wouldn't hear anything from me." There were times, man, I'm using some chemical. I used to video them sometimes, because I used to video them and all of them, because I said, if anything happened to me, I want this video to be my evidence, But when I asked him for a 2-year contract, right, he was giving me a number. And I said, "No, I don't need that number. I need your private number that I can get you when I go into Jamaica." I was the first Jamaican to get a 2-year contract on my farm. The second guy was there. And when I get the 2-year contract now, I started to process my paper with a lawyer. Now, let me tell you something. Christians, we're going to meet up on some challenges. That lawyer was so crooked, I have to just step away from that lawyer and not even collect back my money from her. And I was praying, I was saying to God, I said, "God, can you provide me a lawyer?" There was this black Jamaican lady, that a lady meet her in a politics meeting, and she was saying she wanted to help some Jamaicans. Now, she was an immigration for 25 years, so she had that experience, and she studied law. So then I was the first person that she helped. Now, I am brilliant, I can read, but I was backward in a lot of things because computer was my enemy. And there's no way no one can get along in a first world country without computer intellect. So you will not get through. If you just work in a simple job in an industry, you have to log into computer, do stuff, so you will never get through. So they tell me about this IELTS test, right? So they tell me that it's into 4. Speaking, when I go through the speaking now, I am a man like to speak long time, that Sister Livia. So when you get to that speaking part, I get like about 8.5 out of 9. But when you come on to the listening now, it was something that you have to listen and monitor what he's saying and then write, and you didn't have as much time. Now, my problem was the computer experience that I didn't have. So to move my hands across the keyboard and put in the apostrophe and all of that, and my grammar wasn't so proper then either because I didn't even follow on my reading and all of that, because when I left school I had skills, so I didn't follow up a lot of things. And this is a perfectionist test, so you have to be on point. So when they tell me about the reading now, man, I wish you guys could download that test sometime and look at it. You read until you hear a voice saying, "Reading no more." But the first time approaching that test, you're supposed to get 4 across the 4 exams. That is a time exam, so even when the time counting down, that gets you nervous. And when I go in there, I get 3.5 in 2 and 4 in 1 and 7 in 1. But then again, I have to take it about 2 more times. The last time I did study, I buy one of those computers that write in there. And I said, well, I have to pass this exam because it is the main thing to get through I need that exam result to put in with my papers. And then you know what pushed me on the exam? The treatment that I was getting on the farm. It helped you to push it. So whenever we are backed up with some bosses, I call them fear. I used to call them fear. That's what I used to call them. And when we are backed up in situations like those, they should motivate us. Things in life should supposed to motivate us to be a better Christian, not to move away from God, to step further in God. So I did go at it about 3 times and pass it and all of that, and then my paper start to process. And I mean, every day the treatment get worse, the boss get more wicked and all of that. But you know what helped me? Knee city, man. I live on my knees. Sometimes I just go on a 40-day fasting. Right now I'm on a 40-day fasting at the moment. And this fasting that I'm on, God speak to me and he said, we can only become a good Christian through prayer and fasting, whether we believe it yes or no. If you are a person that don't love prayer and fasting, you will never make it. I'm not condemning you. I know you will never make it as a good Christian if you don't love prayer and fasting. It's the main ingredients to a good Christianity. And we talk about marriage the other day. It is the main ingredients to marriage. Prayer and fasting. And it's encouraging us to just prepare our minds for the wider world. It's not like home. It's kind of different. When you get into this system, sometimes I would say trap you. When you get into the system, imagine, listen to this part now. You know that in your house in Canada, you pay for the water that comes inside the house, and you pay for it going out back through the pipe. So I just got to let you know, it's a different feel over here. You know that if you have a job here and they fire you from the job, that is written on a database, and anywhere you go to look a job in that industry, your name is staying there. You know that if you have a bad credit in Canada, you're not able to get a job. That's why you see enough people homeless. You're not able to get a job, you're not able to get a house to buy, not even able, because you know that most houses over here you cannot get it to buy cash. You have to go to the bank and then they're going to check your credit score and all of that. So there's a lot of things that will even rent, if they evict you from your home here, that eviction notice is on you. And listen, if it's so like that, so strict, nobody would do that for you as a favor. Just no way. You know, so this first world country is a lot, and I'm learning still, and there's a lot more to learn. But when you are a permanent resident, you're working in an institution job, you get better treatment because they know that if they treat you bad and you report them at labor board, then something they can get in trouble and all of that. So when you are a farm worker, you get treatment, you have to take it. But if you are a permanent resident, you don't have to take whatsoever they're saying. Like for instance, when I get my new job and I was there working, one day the boss was saying, Roderick, who put this here? And like he wanted to say it's me, because I know he don't like black people. So I said to him, don't you have a camera? He said, look at the camera. I said, no man, you're lying. You don't look at the camera. Because I see who put it there, and I won't tell you. You know, so when you have a permanent resident, you have more authority and you have more power. But again, you have to be time. Time is the essence here. If you have certain appointments with certain specialists and you cancel, then you are good. But if you don't cancel and you have it there, you have to pay. You know, so this is a whole different. And you know, Sister Dave, like how you would have your car and pay like insurance for the year. It's monthly. We pay insurance here every month. And you have to have, if you have an account and like insurance will withdraw from your account and no money is in there, they can still draw and charge you for overdraw. You know, so this is a first world country that it just teaches you. When you're going to work in the morning, if the work starts 7 o'clock and you have to get there 7:30, you cannot just get up and leave rushing to work, you know, because then again, they fix road over here like crazy, and then you could go to one spot that you used to go and you hear that you have to detour, and it's a longer route. So we normally go to the work compound and sit in our vehicle and spend some time there before work starts. So you have to be on time. And if you are not going to work and you can call, like you can call and say, well, you cannot go to work and all of that. But I'm telling you that it's an experience to be here. It's a lovely place. It's a good place to grow your family and all of that. Because when I was in Jamaica and my son was telling me about he wants to be a doctor, and I check out the price for him to be a doctor, and I know that my money that I work would only maybe take care of him and I don't eat any food. You know, but all of these privileges is here, and I would challenge anybody, any young boy, any young girl, if there's an opportunity, because a younger person have more opportunity. And then here, they look for the future. First thing when you're working at a place, you know and sure, they look out for your pension and all of that. And any job that, because even the pension is so good to some people over here that if you should take a walk, go to the casino, you would see old people there gambling away. Don't have anything to do with their pension. So if you guys get any opportunity to come to this wider world anywhere like this, don't you ever just ignore it like that if it's even tried, you know. But it's nice, and I'm thanking God for the wonderful opportunity. But last and final, I want to say that I have achieved a lot, but what I know that Sister David, you're talking about the passion. I'm glad that I didn't lose even now I don't lose my passion. So this is what we need to know. Whatsoever we accomplish in life, even younger people, whatsoever you get it from God. So you have to know now how to appreciate and to celebrate, because there are times that I'm here and I'm so good. I look around in my house and look around and stuff, and I just not even feel like to eat any food, because I could remember sometimes that I didn't even have any meal. So I have it and I'm still not hungry. I don't have the appetite to eat. And there are times that I'm here and I come like 6 o'clock and I have to rush back to church also. And I just leave the food. I don't eat any food. I just rush to church and go praise God and come back and eat, because that was the passion I grew on before. So we have to know how to celebrate what we have and what God gives us, because sometimes God would want to bless us, but because He knows that we will put anything. And I know for sure, 100%, if I should ever achieve more in life, I will never look at what I have or what. Because Nebuchadnezzar said, "This is the majesty that I have built to my kingdom and my honor." And the Bible tells me that same time, everything was taken from him. So I'm saying to us as young people, we're going to achieve a lot out of life. But let us don't lose the passion that we have for God. Because I heard a testimony some time ago, somebody said, gain what you wanted and lost what you had. And what you had was for you. And now that what you truly gain, you said, this ain't going to work. Only what we do for Christ will last. We have to just remember that God is God. And sometimes I'm kind of mad with we as Christians. And I put myself in it. Because even the platform that we have now, like Zoom and all of that. And I commend you, Sister David, the kind of effort that you put in. And it's a lot, for you are a mother and all of that. I commend you, But sis, keep on keeping on. You're doing nothing for man, or say for us. You're doing it for your reward is sure. Like in the pension plan that we have here, they give us the opportunity to show so much percent. And they said that the bosses will back it up. Lots of people didn't care. They didn't know, but I put more percent because I want my percentage to back up. So this is God. You put more and you receive more. This is God, So this is more sure. Men, whatsoever you do with men, it can collapse. Whatsoever you do with God, it will not collapse. Somebody was saying to me in the week, Evangelist, you notice all the earth in existence and the sun and the moon and nothing will never have a moon cut, never have a star cut. The earth is so perfect. So, young people, I'm encouraging us. Another time when I come back, I could speak from the word, because the word was just lining up with what I was saying. Tribulation. But just remember, when we are going through what we are going through, sometimes we say it's the devil, but it's not the devil. It's a challenge. Whatsoever my bosses was doing to me, it made me a better man. And who he was treating better, get away with a lot of stuff, they could not work where I work, because there you have health and awareness officer. If you are doing something like lifting heavy load overhead and doing it in some place, they would fire you. So they prepare me, and I love them for that, and I'm very grateful, you know. So those are my few words. I'm thankful to God, and even my family here too. There's a lot of people was asking me, I'm a permanent resident, are you gonna send for your family? But I don't know, God do my thing different. I get everybody here one time. One time. I get all my family here one time. The procedures and the way how my papers go through is different from all other people. And before my family even get here, I was telling a lady, then I was listening for the last time, so I need a couple of sisters to come help me decorate my place, because I believe my wife will be getting here soon, you know? So listen, you see faith, you see sturdy faith. Me not talk about play faith, you know. The same thing when man said to God, say, hey, you don't have to come to my house, man. I am a master, you're a master. I talk to my command and you command. And God said there's not a faith like this. There's times when you have a back up against the wall as Christian, man. Use your faith with God, man. You're sick. God tell me the other day. I like when I'm being I can hear the voice of God, you know. Young people, live at a place where God can talk to you. But there are times when you will need advice. And man, advice not going to be good enough. Listen me. God talk to me and tell me, man. Him say it's when you use faith. When you use faith, man, you back him up, man. You back up God, man. You have to stand on the word. And if you are living for God, you can always repeat some psalms or some songs. And young people can I tell you something again too? If we have some company we not write for us, we drop them off. So if we have some company we just not write for us, them not motivate us. Them not, because I used to love to keep Christian company, you know. It's to knock it with Ella Lopez, them and some older Christian. So if we have some company we're not too right in our surrounding, well, if they want to talk, them talk, yes, but we have to let them go. And them if follow us and we follow them. A crowd follow Jesus and Jesus follow crowd. Any little company and any little motivation, and so you see some argument play here and every place. Shut your mouth, man, because the Holy Spirit tell me enough time shut my mouth. Don't say nothing like it. They might get joke, you know, laugh to them silly joke, man. Don't laugh to some of them joke where them talk and all of them things. Let quick conversation be different. A lot of time, me get some people follow me go to church and do all type of thing. And if me did live like how some people live, them now go follow it. So just always listen to the voice of God and make God speak to you, and you will get some dreams and some manifestation, and try to get deeper and deeper and deeper in the word. You know, I could talk on and on for tonight, but I'm saying I'm just very grateful, you know, and to me, it is nothing. It's a milestone that a lot of people want to reach. Like say, I have your whole family here, but to me, why it not really, me don't know, me just know of it as, you know, me don't know if me feel happy as me should feel. because me just celebrate and tell God thanks, you know. And the word said the earth is the Lord, and God can tell you say, God is really a good God. What God cannot do cannot be done. What God cannot do cannot be done. And as Sister David was talking, I got through a number of tests the other day, some series of tests, about 4 specialists to 5 specialists. And I think one of them put me to sleep. And when I was putting me to sleep, I was saying, God, you know that at the wink of the eye is death? And I was just saying, God, I'm looking in my life. And I know that I'm ready if you come. So we need to be ready to meet the coming of Christ. In whatsoever we want to be, doctor, lawyer, whatsoever, we need to be ready to meet the coming of Christ. Blessings, young people, and I always pray for you. Never less than pray for you, man. I have a prayer list in my house. I always pray for you. Always, and never will stop. Those that don't catch the married water yet, those that don't have much experience, those that youngly married and going through whatsoever you are going through, go through and just know that marriage is similar to Christianity. Christ said, husband, love your wife as Christ loved the church and gave himself for her. And the part that touched me, he said, and gave himself for her. You know, so let us just, and when we are seeking to go into that road, let us just pray to God for God to just lead us down that pathway. You know, and yeah, once we are praying to God, man, God now will lead us in an shortcut. Just be full in God and be whole in God and just be soul out in God and everything will work out for us. God bless you, young people. Another time, I speak to you from the topic that I really wanted to speak to you about. And I'm hoping and looking forward to come to Jamaica one of these times. I have a message prepared for you, young people, and I have it here and I've already prepared it. But time is not fulfilled for me to come to Jamaica yet. But when I get the chance, or if there's an opportunity, I will be there. So the Lord bless you and keep you and cause his face to shine upon you and give you strength and give you knowledge and give you wisdom and give you authority over your enemies and prosper you and keep guiding you. As the songwriter said, guide me down, O great Jehovah, pilgrim through this barren land. I am weak, but thou art mighty. Hold me with thy powerful hand. Hide you, ask God to hide you in the cleft of the rock. Ask God to sustain and continue to pump the blood in your vein, man, and give you more patience and more endurance. There are times that you're going to meet up like it's the end, but God is supreme. He had the whole world in his hand. Your hair is numbered. He said he had known you from in the mother's womb. He had predestinated you. God will not let you down, man. You can let him down, but God will not let you down. Just continue to persevere. Continue to hold on to God. And he will deliver you and he will come true for you. Amen. The Lord bless you all.